some bullshit
I
and
mean,
malarkey.
you know what I mean? Like shit. As much as I want to, I know we used to doing like in beginning things on a certain tip, but I kind of want to do something a little different today. Just because I'm in a different kind of zone. It ain't really got nothing to do with me not smoking or nothing. It's just that it's a lot of things that have affected me. You know what I'm saying? Impacted me in a different way. First of all, rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. I know it seems odd, but as a hip hopper, when I was young, when there was no, you know, when I couldn't watch Video Music Box, when there was no BET, there was no MTV Raps or Rap City the Basement, none of that was going on. My cousin listened to a lot of rock music. And I thank him for turning me on to some of the things that I got turned on to. But Ozzy Osbourne was in that bunch, and I learned a lot about Ozzy. Got an opportunity to listen to a lot of his music. Actually, got an opportunity to see him play live once, and I was absolutely positively impressed by what I saw. Whether you're a fan of rock music or not, when it's all said and done, you have to, if you respect the artistic expression of people, you have to respect Ozzy Osbourne, who's always been true to himself. So rest in peace to Ozzy. To all the people who loved him, who continue to love him, to his family. Thoughts and prayers to y'all. I know I'm gonna be completely honest though. Like somebody said, "Yo, man, Ozzy Osbourne died." I was like, "You mean like right now?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "He was still alive?" Not being funny, like it blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? So, rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne, man. Golly, yeah, that was weird.
That's
You know
one
what
of
I'm
them
saying?
things that you never see coming. Like I thought Ozzy was gonna be there at like the end of times.
Yeah, he's here forever.
Yeah,
Oh man,
he's one of the
that
very few people that like outside of rap, you get a lot of people that I don't want to say that use rap as a stepping stone. Like that's much more common now, but some people just transcended rap. Um,
right.
like Ice Cube didn't use it as a stepping stone, but he's transcended hip hop at this point. Like he's known more than just as a hip hop artist.
Facts.
Snoop, LL, like there's a few people. I mean, shoot, even Ice T, like just because he's been on TV forever, like he might still be known
Facts.
a lot for hip hop, but he's transcended it. Very few people in rock transcend music.
Facts. Facts.
And he was one of the few that like probably in the last decade to maybe even 2 decades, like people know Ozzy Osbourne not even for his music no more.
I mean, for the show, for all of that, yeah.
What's up? All of that, yeah. Him and John Bon Jovi, the two biggest names I could think of that kind of grew outside of that. Because John Bon Jovi started owning sports teams and all this other shit he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it definitely went way beyond what people knew him for in music. Especially since he wasn't the front man of the band. Like a lot of people know the name, but like that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, man. Like, but that rest in peace to Ozzy, man. But like, as much as that hit me, you know what? I'm gonna just let this man speak for himself. Yo. I'll just speak for himself.
Asante Sana. Abadigani, comrade. What, you still on that freedom shit? Word? Well, yeah, you know me in this poetry, we still be on that weedum shit. That birthing inspirational couplets and breedum shit. That I spit cat should heed 'em shit. That words can't break my bones, but if you cut me, Holmes, I bleed 'em. Shit. Atonement for the masses of hard asses and heads that tread on civil liberties in the most uncivilized of fashion is said to be dead. Can we afford to be dumb for free? See, that's the question I'm asking as I beg for an ounce of truth amongst the aloof surrounding me. My vices are proof that these demons keep hounding me. Reality keeps pounding me, almost astounding me into this strange hypocrisy. You see, I preach the same hope that I'm losing daily, like my religion. Peep how deep I bear my soul. I stand on the precipice of this crossroads. It's like I want to give my life to the cause, but which one? Ignorance is running so ridiculously rampant, I can't tell if I'm hating or merely debating just for fun. But I do know my heart heaves heavy upon hearing the fluttering hum of the feeble footsteps of fear, stamping out the ferocious flames of our dogged desire and determination to outpace the perilous prophecy our captors have programmed to be our faith, and thus our fate.
Shit.
Some people are just born different.
Hey, look, man.
Piece is Asante Sana.
Hold on. You ain't got to do it again. You did it perfect the first time. You ain't got to do it again. Oh, my goodness.
Now, I don't know if you all have this, like...
I don't know if y'all... And the wild thing about this is we all different ages.
Well, I just, I don't know if you all have this when it comes to like, rappers and that you wanted to work with back in the day, but Malcolm-Jamal Warner was that one for me because I'm a filmmaker and I've written roles with him in mind, you know what I'm saying? Knowing, especially after he's gotten out of the Cosby shadow and all that kind of stuff and really made his own, with that poem, he's been doing books of poetry, he works with kids, doing speeches. And then he came back on the scene acting his ass off in like two different series. Like I was thinking, oh man, he's gonna rise. This is gonna be great to watch him rise. I'm gonna get a chance to work with him. And this shook me. This shook me. So, shout out to his family and all of that. Shout out to those, his fans and all that. Like, peace, rest in peace, man. Like you were a phenomenal actor, phenomenal artist, and you helped shape my childhood, Theo. You know what I mean? So he showed me what a upstanding kid could be. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's gonna be missed. It's definitely gonna be missed.
Ozzy Osbourne,
that's crazy.
Like he felt old for 50 years. Malcolm-Jamal Warner felt young for 50 years.
Yeah.
Like it didn't matter what realm you were seeing him in, what medium you were seeing him, what he was doing, whether it be acting, poetry. Like he always had like that hope that he was talking about. Like he always had that glimmer, and like one of the very few people that seem timeless. And I think that's why it hit so hard, because it's like, what do you mean? Like he can't die. Like, so to have, like
it's I don't know, like with Chadwick Boseman and now, Malcolm and our boy who played on The Wire, with these boys that are these men that are so close to really making their careers blow up, you know what I mean? And really just stepping into their full selves, and they get snuffed out short like that. That I don't know, man. I think that's the most heartbreaking thing for me because, like, I don't know, I aspire to be working with these guys one day. I want to hear their philosophies. I want to sit down with them and have those moments that some of these old school actors have, like, the Jack Lemmons and the Michael Douglases have been able to impart to the Goslings and the new directors coming up. You know what I mean? Every time that we have a chance, every time we get a bunch of actors, bunch of leaders, role models in a way. Unfortunately, it just seems like they just get taken out early, either by no fault of their own. You know what I mean? Like Kobe, that it's chopper, bro. Like, you know what I mean? That's some bullshit. If you got taken out because he did a bad deal or something, we'd be like, oh, the NBA is bad, or the industry's bad. We could point a finger at it. But Malcolm died from a riptide out in the water.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's if he was speaking out on some activist shit and if somebody had popped him because of that, I would have been a little bit more, being like, yeah, I understand. But this is different. This is different. Man, I didn't know you were gonna bring that up today. Like I was trying to kind of get through it. Like
I had a I had a thought, and I thought to myself, when I was young, going to college wasn't important. I didn't see the point. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody that know me from when I was a kid to tell you, until I got into high school, nobody would have ever told you they thought I was going to college. Ever. They'd be like, that's the last thing he's gonna do. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, between him and Cockroach, and then Dwayne Wayne and Ron, and all of those people. All of those people. So at the end of the day, yeah, I feel you. He's a piece of shit, whatever. Bill Cosby, that don't mean nothing to me. Those people, the roles that they portrayed and the way that they portrayed them and the reality that they brought to them is what made me say, you know what? I might need to think about this. Maybe I need to go to college so I can have my own Hillman experience. And that also helped me decide that I wanted to go to a black college, even though I had offers to go to all these D1 schools. I made the decision to take my talents to a black college because I said, my people need this. They need me, I need them. I'm going there. Theo, all of the Huxtable kids, all of them. Let's not just put it on him. But I was related to him the most because he was the only boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, despite the fact that I was way more thugging it than Theo ever was, way more. But also, that helped me realize maybe I need to tone it down a little. I can't have one foot in the street and still do this. I got to tone it down. So to hear, the first time I saw him on Deaf Poets, I lost my shit. Oh my God, he's dope. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Let me find out Theo got skills. I call him Theo Long. I almost until Malcolm and Eddie started. I still called him Theo. But then, when Malcolm and Eddie started and I saw him in that light and got to see him as an adult with another person who I respected as an adult, being Eddie Griffin, and got to see them share that space. And then to find out they was able to make that magic on screen, they didn't even get along with each other. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole different respect for Malcolm-Jamal Warner as a man and as an actor. So to say that it rocked me when I heard it would probably be an understatement. I was walking and I was like, yo, hold up. Hold on. I need to stop for a second. I literally need to stop what I'm doing right now. I can't keep going. I have to stop. And I got to process this. This ain't like some basketball player that I like dying. This ain't like, you know what I'm saying? It's the same. To me, it was like when Tupac died. It hit me the same way. Might not make sense to some people, but I'll try to put it in context for you. As far as the East Coast, West Coast rivalry is concerned, most people automatically assumed I was on Biggie's side. Now, let me be clear. I understand that it wasn't really a being on Biggie's side or a Tupac side. That was some media propaganda. But because I'm from the East Coast, it was automatically assumed I was on Biggie's side. But people were dead wrong. I was on Pac's side. And it didn't have nothing to do with the conflict. It had everything to do with everything that me and Tupac have in common. That's why I was locked in with him. I understand his rage. I understand feeling the way you feel when you feel like somebody betrayed you. I get all of that. I feel you. I felt the same way about Malcolm-Jamal Warner. A, for Theo. B, when I heard him do poetry, I realized the depth of his thinking. When I started seeing interviews and understanding, oh, you are actually a fully formed human being. You're not just what we see on the TV screen. Holy shit. Whole different perspective. So, yeah, it hit me hard, yo. So,
yeah, that's what I was talking about when I was talking about sitting down with these actors and talking about their philosophies, right? Because my man was a thinker, and he already helped shape our growing up. You know what I mean? He was like if you really want to put it into context for those that don't really understand it, he's like a big brother to us, right? For those that grew up with the Cosby Show and watched him grow all the way up, right? He was like a big brother that you watched, and his screw ups you learn from, like you learn from your older siblings.
There you go.
And luckily, he had Cosby as a dad, so he was willing to talk to him about them stuff. So you got what your parents probably didn't give you, you know what I'm saying? But you got that lesson, and so vicariously you're living the life through Theo.
Thanks to Theo, I didn't never let none of my cousins try to sell me a Gordon Gartrell.
What? Never let me get a haircut.
I never let nobody try to sew me a Gordon Trail. Thanks to Malcolm.
What is that?
That shit is real, son. That shit is really real, man. Yo,
but yeah,
that shit is wild, bro. I just, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Malcolm. Much love to his wife and his daughter. Everybody whose life he touched, man. This one hit hard, yo. It hit hard. Hip hop, we lost another one, and it's not getting no easier to lose them, no matter how many times it happens. So, even with that though, we got to keep our head up, keep swinging, man. This Pantha Politix Podcast, you know what I'm saying? We don't stay down. It's impossible for us to stay down. You know why already? Because we fly to everybody.
I'm flying than everybody. Everybody on cloud 9, higher than everybody. We stepping out on the town, we sliding every party.
Yeah.
That made me feel a little better.
Hey Malcolm, walk with me, dog. I need you. Yes, man. I needed to get that out. I've been wanting to talk about that for the last 2 days, and I was waiting to talk to y'all about it. Oh man, thank y'all so much for being here. I know y'all can tell the background different. For those of y'all that also tap in with All Purpose, y'all know I'm out of town right now. I'm in Arizona, dying because I'm black and I like to wear black. I'm dying. Okay, dying. Fuck it. You already know what time it is, man. Seven Da Pantha, aka the Carolina Hurricane, ridiculous slang, aka your baby mama's favorite rapper, aka Pod Strickland. If you're getting the point, and you already know I got the squad with me. We getting ready to get into this thing, man. We got a very special guest tonight. If y'all seen the post on IG, y'all already know what it is. But if not, you're gonna find out in a minute. Oh man, P7, what's good, man?
Hey man, I'm good. Living,
word.
Not dying from heat like you. Just sitting in my nice house, air conditioned house.
We ain't even gonna get into that shit right now. How was your weekend, man?
It's good. It was good. It was, kind of relaxing. Kind of. That's all. I'm not gonna get into it because that's for a whole other pod. Questions and things that I ask people. But yeah, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Oh man, I think we might have some. Okay, I like to hear that though. Okay, so no doubt.
We'll talk about it in the next production meeting. We'll get into it.
That's what's up. Hey, I'm with it, bro. I'm all the way with it. I'm all the way with it. Monster, listen, what's going on, my man?
Not a goddamn thing.
You see,
I do it.
So
how was your weekend?
All right. I got a niece. Now, to me, like, I don't let my kids curse. Because, whatever. I don't judge people for doing it, whatever. Like, everybody raise their kids themselves, cool. But my sister's kids, right? She just let them go ham. The only rule is you can't do it in school, right? But so my little niece come up to me over the weekend and she's like, "This is some bullshit." And I was like, "Do you even know what shit means?" And she was like, "Nope." And I was like, "Shit is poop." And she was like, "Oh," looks me dead in my eye. Like I'm about to go get some cookies and shit. Like dead in my eye. And it's like, I'm about to go shit out my poop. And just dips.
Oh shit!
And I was like,
"Yo, knowledge is dangerous."
Yeah, I was like, you know what? Sometimes, like, things just don't need to happen, and I don't know why they happen to me. But yeah, when the time comes, like, she's either going to join the dark side of things. Or I it's gonna be a rough fight, but I'm not against kicking a kid in the chest.
Okay, all right then.
So that is like, that's an example. Like, if you take that and just like expand it throughout the whole weekend, that was my weekend.
God,
kids in the chest.
Yeah, I'm with it though. I'm all the way with him on that shit. Sometimes you just gotta. Hey man, listen. Sometimes you just gotta be willing to share the proper wisdom with people because they don't be understandable. You know what? You know what? You know what's crazy? I be thinking about that. And we got to start being honest with kids, man. We got to start being honest with kids. But when I think about something being crazy, the thing that I noticed that's crazy is that some certain professions have a little more leeway with the honesty that they can give to kids because they get to say it very quietly, like coaches. So like when I see shit like
Amber alert out for you before the end of this game. Did your dad ever play catch with you when you were younger? Do you have Unamas more better in you? I know you're new to our team, but do you always suck this bad, or is it just a special occasion today? Well, that sucked with a capital S and a lot of U's. Seriously, dude, I'm about to just call the police and have you arrested. If your dad ever gets out of rehab, we're gonna have to work on a new pitch called the strike. Dude, I don't know what makes you suck so bad at pitching, but whatever it is, it works. You better figure out when soccer tryouts are. Have you ever thought that you might actually be left-handed? You need some style. You need some pizzazz. I feel like I'm watching a pitching machine out here. No pressure, but if you don't strike this kid out, I'm gonna fill your pockets full of meatballs and throw you in a piranha pond. I know you're only 12, but the high school coach just texted me and you're cut.
God damn! Stop! No, I can't take no more.
No, the first one that homie said, I don't know if you heard it. This homie said, if you don't strike this kid out, there's gonna be an Amber Alert before the end of the game.
Oh my god! Yo, what the fuck?
Like that's
you suck so bad with a lot of U's.
Yeah,
like,
with a capital S and
with a capital S and a lot of U's.
And a lot of U's. Dang.
He said he was gonna fill the kid's pockets with meatballs and throw him in a piranha pond. What the fuck?
That can't be legal.
Homie
that
said,
can't be legal. Like,
homie said, I know you're
right
12, but the high school
coach it said you're cut.
You're not,
and then he took the ball. He was like, give it.
Yo, bro, that is bonkers. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. That's a
I needed that.
I'm not a soft one, you know what I mean? But that's pretty borderline abuse. It's like
yeah.
He's like, these ain't my kids.
I don't know these motherfuckers.
Man.
All I know is that you're losing.
I don't know these motherfuckers.
How many pictures was he going through? It could have been the same kids rotated through.
There were like, I think 3 or 4 different kids. Like some of them was the same one, and it was like, bro, why do you not play shortstop?
Why haven't you pulled that kid? Like, if you're talking to me every time to go into the mound like that, we're gonna fight. Like, I'm gonna throw the ball at you. Like, don't come up here, coach, and try to correct me again. You talking some mad shit.
I might not be able to hit the strike zone, but I bet you I can get you in the fucking head.
Right? Because you right here.
I bet I can hit you in the fucking head.
Sometimes it's rough.
Now, see, that's one thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's all I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why people act like kids are supposed to be immune to certain things. Fuck them kids. But like, see, that's the good thing though. But see, the other side of that coin is when your kids get grown. You know what I'm saying? The other side of that is when your kids get grown and then they start talking. Like, you know what? You know what?
You getting that real.
You know what? I personally am a fan of. You feel me? Because you can give them the real and really talk to them when they get grown and do dumb shit like this. You can do shit like this. Watch. Salute the Quentin Rampage Jackson. By the way, while we talking about it.
Why you gotta do that to me?
What?
Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta say that?
What?
It's not everybody's business.
Is it a secret?
No, I'm just saying though. You don't have to just say that.
I thought niggas were proud. It's in your bio, nigga.
Nah, it's not in my fucking bio. What are you talking about? That's like me saying, hey, you know he gets his ass ate too.
Shut up. What the fuck,
That's
man?
what I'm saying.
What the fuck,
That's
man?
what I'm, it's
We're
the same.
at the fucking grocery store.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's the same thing.
This nigga said we in the fucking grocery store.
I told y'all gotta stop playing with vegans.
You mean to tell me you want
You taking it there?
You
We
gonna tell
taking it
everybody in the
further.
store and I get my ass ate because I told him you don't eat meat? That shit is cold blooded, dog. What the? Yo, if y'all haven't watched Rampage and his son, dog, y'all missing out on comedy gold. These they crazy. I'm trying to tell you now, they are absolutely insane, man. Salute to Rampage and to his son, man. For real, they are hilarious, yo. I love watching them. They bug me out because I'm like, yo, this sound like me and my son talking to each other right here. Like me and either one of my sons talking to each other right here. Like this is wild shit. But you know what? Speaking of wild shit, you know what's crazy?
That's good.
I've come to the conclusion at this juncture in my life that they will put anybody on TV. I'm convinced they'll put anybody on TV. And they'll put anybody on TV wearing anything. You don't believe it?
My brand new Hoochie Daddy shorts today. And I've been catcalled 17 times. Like, hey boy, what that pee-pee do? I don't know. It pees. It's small. Leave me alone.
See, age is like a bell curve.
Bro, what the fuck is happening?
What state is this in? I bet it's Texas. I bet you
Hey, boy.
Texas is so not gonna fuck with us. Texas is so not gonna fuck with us. Oh my god.
Hey, that was a classic Texas cat call though. Hey, boy, what that pee-pee do?
It was though.
Houston.
Nothing. A pee? I mean, it's small. Leave me alone.
Yeah, homie bro too. He was like, I don't know.
What the fuck, yo?
He made me feel bad. It's my heart broke for him right there. Like I was like, oh, brother. At least he know though. At least he know. It's small.
I want to cry a little bit, but I ain't gonna do it. I want to cry a little bit, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna be good today. Oh man.
See,
now
that's the problem. Go ahead.
Nope. Cause see, I'm actually getting ready to pass the ball to you anyway because I feel like.
Cause see, you got Rampage, like that's my guy, and then you turn to the whites, and hey boy, what that PV do? So I called Sev a couple days ago, and I was like, my brother, I have had enough. I need to talk to him. I don't want to, but I feel like I need to. Because I was scrolling my algorithm and I came across the dumbest shit in the world. So there was a long ass video because man, white people talk. So this is a new segment that I call Deer Crackers. This is Jay. Jay is a cracker. Jay bought a house and happened to notice after buying the house that there was a window outside that was on the ground, like it should go into the basement. Right there. But when you're in the basement, that window ain't there. So he decided to investigate. And it's like, cool. Okay, you just going into your basement. Whatever. I ain't got no problems yet. But he goes into the basement and he can't find the window. But then he notices that the wall starts to protrude out. Exactly where that window should be. Right there where that little cupboard is. So he goes and checks the cupboard and realizes, oh, now he says in the video, this is the one piece that was left in the house, the one piece of furniture that was left in the house. And it's nailed to the wall. And the drawers are glued closed. So he goes and looks at the dresser. And he's like, oh, there's a gap. There's something behind there. So this is what Jay did. He went and got himself a screwdriver, pried off those drawers, punched out the back because, oh, it's collapsible. And realizes, oh, there is a big ass hole. There's a whole room back there. And then he looks in the camera and says, I need to go grab a flashlight. I'm going to investigate. Finds a room, and there's a star on the wall. Not a pentagram. He made sure that he was clear on that, but it was a star. Like, people just finish everything. And then he notices that there's a door in the room, and he was like, but the door is locked. I'm going to make another video once we get that door open. That's what Jay did. So, dear crackers, this is how that should have gone. The moment you see the window, you go downstairs and you're like, that window ain't there. You're like, they must have boarded it up, and you go about your business. Now, that's what some, like understanding white people would do. But you don't investigate. Now this motherfucker investigated. Mistake one. Now, after you investigate and you realize there's something going back there, at that point, you know this is a murder house. So right there, the conversation starts. Hey, Joyce, we got to sell the house. But we just bought this house. Bitch, I know.
Not Joyce.
And you call the realtor and let him know that I'm on my way down there to whoop his ass.
Poor Joyce.
Put it back on the market. But Billy's not home until 3. He ain't home until 3, but the devil's on his way. Pack your bags, bitch.
Pack it up. Oh, shit.
That's how that conversation should have gone.
Oh, God.
But he's going to investigate. So I have no doubt that soon is going to be rest in peace, Jay.
Peace.
Add to the memorial list.
Man, look. Yeah. But I mean, all hope isn't lost. I don't think.
Nah. So every now and then you get a wake-up call. This is what I like to call crackers waking up. Go ahead, Sam.
Wake up time. Ring the alarm.
Boy, I'm finna call my mama and cuss her ass out, boy. So then what seasoning tastes like? God damn!
Yeah. You're born again.
Everybody has that moment.
Son, that
when they get past the bullshit. Did you see the realization on his face after that first bite? It was. He broke.
I'm call my mama.
I'm call my mama and cuss her ass out.
He was walking that way. He was going that way. He had to turn back around. He was like, "Well, hold up." He had a full palm waiting for her.
Yeah,
they had to stop himself. He had to stop. He was about to. Yep, full palm. Why not?
See, I don't know though. He might, if he been eating food without no seasoning this long, he might would have got away with that. But I'm just saying, like,
well, see, y'all heard Eddie Murphy. White kids can get away with cussing at their parents, but as soon as he tasted that chicken, life changed.
Oh yeah,
and he was like, "Nope, I ain't going there."
I could be running an unnecessary risk right now with my life.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know we always like to jump y'all off with some crazy shit, and now Monster is definitely gonna make it a point to make sure that he has his Dear Cracker letters ready for y'all. So we're gonna make sure we got everything locked and loaded. I did say at the beginning that we had a very special guest today. Very special guest today. I know, we started the pod thing, and like the first 3-4 motherfuckers was all true crime podcast. My bad. That's what I listen to. My apologies. But every now and then you get surprised by something. So it just so happens that the same job that I'm usually at talking to the old dude, getting the info and getting a really dope question to start the show off with, I met a cat at that same job. who shares my East Coast origin. We both from the East Coast. So we initially bonded off of that. Plus, we two of the darker brothers in the building. So, you know, we kind of bonded over that. You know what I mean? But then it also came to find out that this brother also does a podcast. So I was like, well, shit, let me check you out, bro. I went in, checked him out. Yo, he's a very entertaining, very lively cat. He talks a lot about a lot of things that we don't even talk about on here because we don't necessarily have anyone who's in tune in that area. And the one person we do who happens to be missing tonight, who I wish was here because he could really get into that. Mojo Barnes, hope you feel better, brother. I'm not gonna talk too much shit. It would be great for Mo to be here though. But y'all will find out. I can show you better than I can tell you. So we about to get into pod to pod with my man Kevin, representing Coded Entry Podcast. Let's get to work.
You feeling it right? We riding tonight. Another body bag on sight. We do it to death. Who true is to say? Yeah, you know Sound Chamber, what he reppin' for life. You feeling it right? We riding tonight. Yeah, another body bag.
To, you know, be in the, let's go. Y'all know what time it is?
Yeah, what's good, my brother? How you doing, man?
What it do, man? Pleasure to finally be here, man. I know we've been talking about this for some time now, so
Sure did. Yo, I told y'all the energy. Y'all see it already. You see the energy? You see what I'm talking about? Hey. Never
I know they wasn't. Yeah, I know they wasn't expecting this one. They're like, oh wait, hold up.
I love it that way. So, I mean, I didn't want to go so much into details, jumping it off. I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk for yourself. So, I mean, tell the people where you from, what brought you to the West Coast, all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So, you know, this was something that I actually had started beforehand. I want to say shout outs to my homie who's starting his new season of the LMX show, which me and him both started. That's going to be dropping literally on actually today. It actually dropped today. Strangely enough. So shout out to him. We started that back in the East Coast, back in Connecticut, and during that time we went real viral, man. We went really viral, and with that I was like, you know what, man, the best thing we could do is divide and conquer, man, and that's what really drove me out here to come out to the West Coast and do it again with a few of my homeboys as well. And shout outs to CDC as well as Poseidon. Y'all could catch him playing a lot of gameplay on live. You know, it's all a part of that Coded Entry takeover. So, you know, it's been an absolute pleasure, and you know, I just want to be able to collab and do many more collabs over the course of time, and to really get our name out there. I do have a lot of things planned. We're going to be getting into a lot of vlogs. You're also going to be seeing a lot of new faces and a lot of new appearances, such as this one. So, you know, yeah, it's just been an absolute adventure, man. It's been an absolute joyride, and you know, I'm glad that, you know, I was able to, you know, meet so many like-minded people who also have dreams and aspirations of becoming more, you know. I think a lot of the times when it comes to the things that people are really wanting to do, it's just a matter of really putting yourself out there. And I know there's a lot of people who, you know, for lack of better words, they just care too much about what people think. But, you know, it's your life, and and you have to be able to live it. And, you know, as long as you're being a strong, positive, motivating force, who can stop you? You know what I mean? So
not a damn motherfucker. That's who. Now,
that part.
Y'all talk about a lot. You cover a lot of material on the podcast. I mean, mind you, Pantha Politix kind of started out with music. You know what I'm saying? It kind of expanded from there. But y'all talk music, y'all talk gaming, y'all talk TV. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things. Now? My question to you is this: was there ever a point in the evolution of the show where you felt like, man, maybe we're doing too much, maybe we need to narrow this down? I personally don't think you should, but I'm just wondering if that was ever a thought process that ever hit you.
So at a certain point, we were trying to be able, I think what it really comes down to, we did have that at one point in time, but then we realized that the whole purpose of what it is that we're doing is to express ourselves. So no matter what it is that the topics may be, if it's something that we're interested in and it's something that other people are interested in, then the audience should be no different than who we are as individuals. So at that point, it kind of kept everything kosher, kept everything smooth, because I know me personally, I'm a very unique person. There's a lot of things that I like to be able to talk about and a lot of things that interest me. So I always like to say, when it comes to, me and my content, there's something in there for everybody, whether it's music, whether it's movies, whether it's, TV shows, even current news, like you were just talking about Malcolm. That was actually a really impactful man, you know what I mean? And RIP to him, you know what I mean? He's definitely gonna be missed, man. He played a very iconic role in the Cosby Show, of course, and I even have my mom, my mom, as soon as I became an adult, she always talked about how I always resembled that man. So, for her, she was real shocked. Yeah, for real. My mom used to tell me that all the time. She still does. You know what I mean? She was the first one that told me. I was like, what? Really? So, nonetheless, I always, we got past that hurdle real quick because, we like our content to represent us as individuals and our interests.
No doubt. Okay, I feel that. Absolutely.
How do you go about like determining what content you're going through week to week? Just given that you do have such a broad, spectrum of material that you guys go over.
So, a lot of it comes down to, whether it's breaking news or whether it's something that we're currently doing. So the backup, a lot of the content that I put out is all things that I'm actually either currently doing, currently watching, and just overall currently living on a day-to-day. So I like to make the things and the topics that I talk about almost like a hub for people to be able to go back to and to see, dang, man, I just heard about this. Let me see if Coded Entry is talking about this. And most of the times we are. So, I never want anyone, when it comes to certain interests or certain things that they're finding out, to feel as if there's not a place for them to be able to, gain some insight about.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good fucking question, too. Good fucking question.
That was. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be wondering about that a lot too, because like I watch, I started out just watching shorts because of my time restraints at the moment. Like it was at the point when I started watching, I was kind of like in a hurry. I was actually at work and we was on break, and we only get 15 minutes on the last break. So I was like, okay, boom, let me
that is fast.
Slide through a few things real quick. And I was like, when I get off work, I'll look at some longer clip content. So I started watching. One of the things that I do notice, the way that you present yourself. And this is one thing that I love, because I know a lot of people that podcast, and I know them on the podcast and I know them off the podcast, and they're two very different people in both of those instances. You, however, the person that I see on Coded Entry is the exact same person I see at work, the exact same person I talk to when we on lunch, the exact same person that I talked to when we was at the park away from the work environment. You don't change. How essential, our tagline is only real talk allowed. So how essential is it to you? And I know it kind of goes back into what you were just saying, but like you can talk about things that you're into without being yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can do that. But how important is it to you to have that keep it real element present? You know what I'm saying? Especially being from the East Coast. How important is that to you?
It's very important because, at the same time, I always want to make sure what it is that we're presenting to the world is of the best quality, So, like I was saying, keeping it real is the fact that I actually do these things. Like you can see it on my Instagram stories or on my posts that, when I'm talking about these movies, I actually have gone to go see them. Like this not me just, getting anyone else's or just going with the trends or going with the masses. Like this new Fantastic Four movie that's about to be coming out. Oh, I'm about to go watch that. I'm gonna watch that, talk about it, and I back my stuff up. You know what I mean? Like for you to be one of the biggest things when I created this this hub together with my brothers, because they really are brothers at this point, right? When we started this, one of the biggest things that we had to come to terms with is living our truth. As being content creators, we have to actually live it. So in that sense, it keeps it all the way true, and it keeps it all the way genuine through and through.
Yeah. Now I know y'all do
like
talk
hearing
about
that, like,
music sometimes. So.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, P. No, go ahead.
I'm hearing that authenticity seems to be the secret sauce to you guys' brand. You know what I mean? And that's refreshing. You know what I mean? You're not trying to just be influencing from grab the clicks or just going whatever some other YouTubers doing. You guys are actually just working on your own brand. I like that. I really like that. So.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. I know that's always been our biggest things that we like to always make sure is we dotting our I's and crossing our T's through and through.
Have you
Oh, hell yeah.
Have you ever noticed yourself like taking on new interests based off of maybe something that somebody else on the pod is talking about, or maybe even somebody in your audience has said, yo, like y'all should cover this, like this film, and like it's not your like preferred film style, but it's like, yo, I'll check it out. And then, or like, anything that they might recommend. And then from there, do you see your audience expanding to like further their interests as well?
Oh, 100%. There's a new dating show that's pretty popular right now called Love Island. Now, somebody suggested it to me.
Yeah.
I ended up watching it. I watched a couple of episodes. That's actually one of the clips that I made. And to be honest with you, I wasn't really feeling it all too much. I think it was a very unique show. I think the way that they're going about things, the fact that they literally make an episode each and every day, and it's kind of set up in a style as close to a live stream as you can get for national TV. I thought that was unique. You don't hear many TV shows like that. Besides maybe, I guess back in the day, Big Brother. I know that was a popular show back then, where these people were being surveillanced on a 24/7 basis, damn near. But I'm always open to hearing new suggestions or checking out new movies, new shows, or going to new places, whatever it may be. Another one that I've even just recently did was I took a trip because somebody was telling me, hey man, you making all these clips, man, you're doing so many different things. It would be nice for you to change your environment. And that's one of the things I try to make sure that I'm doing in each and every episode. I never want people to feel as if, because I can understand when it comes to a lot of podcasts and a lot of even live streams for that matter, is people sitting in front of the TV screen or sitting in front of their computer screen day in and day out. And you don't really see a change in the environment. So with that aspect and being able to add that, I always like people to not only get the information or get some of the things that I'm talking about, but to see me in a new environment and wonder what the hell am I doing there?
This nigga went to the beach to talk about Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion because he called him the Splash. He wanted the Splash Brothers. I was like, yo, that shit is super fucking fly. I fuck with that. So I gotta ask you a question. All of that shit is cute, but I gotta ask you a question because y'all do cover a wide range of shit, and I know that it's happened to us because of some of the things we talk about. Has there ever been a topic that came across the table that you was like, yeah, well, wait a minute, hold on, hold up,
pause.
I don't know about that one. I don't pause. I don't know about that one. I don't know. And if you did, if you don't mind, I mean, I'm not saying you gotta share it, but if you don't mind, if you could share it, if there is one. I'd love to know what it is.
So that's such a unique question, honestly.
Yeah. You're a motherfucker for saying that too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. All the way live. I try my best.
Yeah. I'll say, man, I mean, that's such a unique question for sure. I think there's many topics in today's day and age that I try to, because I know how controversial it can get. I think maybe if I had to say some of the more, controversial topics that I try not to necessarily dive too deep into, But what I have touched upon before is like, Israel, Iran, and then with the whole LA riots and things like that. I understand how touchy of subjects those can be, and really having any sort of point of view or perspective on it can be looked at as extreme. So I usually try to keep things as kosher as possible, and I want you to be able to not only talk about what's going on in today's day and age, but to be able to find mostly your interests and the things that interest you that will either put you on game with what's going on in the world, or even discover something new that you quite never been into before. I've even touched upon anime. I'll tell people all the time, I'm a huge anime fan. I'll watch the hell out of some anime. And I think a lot of the times that's something that is expressive to me and who I am as an individual, because there's not many, I can't say there's many people that look like me or us, that is really seen within that realm. And I've seen a lot of the reactions that I get from people when I tell them that I am. They're very surprised. They're like, whoa, I would have never thought you're that type of person. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like you can never. Yeah. So, I've always been big on that, man. And I never want people to judge a book by its cover, because I know, even sometimes, the way my demeanor might be on in the everyday walk of life. But I always tell them about my podcast. If you really want to see that real me, you know what I mean? And who I am as an individual more in depth, catch out my clips, see what your boy is talking about. So yeah, to answer your question, I try to keep it lighthearted as possible.
I noticed, and that's why I asked the question. Like I said, I'm a troublemaker, man. We talk about a lot of heavy shit over here. So like I kind of like I do enjoy listening to you, because I know that you guys kind of give me a diversion from some of the stuff that we talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I do wish that, again, and this is not dogpiling on Mojo while he's not here to defend himself. I do wish he was here, because he is an anime. He is a person that watches anime, and would be able to kind of delve into more of that with you. But also, how call no show to work and you ain't gotta leave your house anyway. Anyway, we ain't gonna do that. Mojo, I hope you're all right, man.
It does feel like it would be a good escape from some of that that more aggressive shit in the world right now too. Just having a place where you can go and just either observe new interests, or like be able to connect with somebody with similar interests. So it seems like it would be a good escape for that. So I can definitely dig that. And I mean, when Seth says that we talk about like heavier issues, we definitely do. A lot of times, like when it's the like really polarizing one like that, we're just dragging motherfuckers. Or like, at least I am, because like my whole goal is just take out everybody. But like when you have a polarizing environment like we do in this whole damn country, being able to hone in on your interests and being able to promote that escape is dope. So while you're doing that, what are some of the things that you're pushing to people as kind of a forethought? Like, are you going in and telling them what you're going to be watching next so that they can keep up with you?
So yes, so a lot of the things right now, in terms of like the progression and how things go, I'm dropping each and every episode on a weekly basis, of course, going over various different topics and things for that matter. I usually follow up with it, maybe not through the clips themselves, but throughout the actual podcast episodes, if you're able to catch it. So I usually get feedback and catch up with people about, the episodes that I just recently watched, the movie that I just recently watched, and things for that matter. Because a lot of those topics that you see, as vast as it is, when I get down to the actual episode, of course, I'm going a lot more in depth. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm also getting a lot more in depth as for how I even came about a lot of the things that I'm also interested in that you see within these clips. So a part of it is just to be able to stay as engaging as possible, and you know, I always made sure that a lot of my content that I'm putting out there is something that's going to be able to draw you in, no matter you know, what walk of life or no matter what it is that you might be interested in. I always like to keep people you know, engaged as much as possible.
I said I was a troublemaker, right? I said I
yes, sir.
Okay, Kev. Superman or Batman?
Here we go.
And I'll explain the reason for my question after you answer.
Well,
He's a real motherfucker for saying that.
Yeah, no.
Yo, man. I'm just start off by saying I am a Marvel guy. I am a Marvel guy. I am.
Likewise.
But if I had to choose between the two, I'm going Batman.
Okay. Now, why?
Batman with prep time is unstoppable. You give this man time to prep, he will literally take down the highest, utmost, omnipresent beings that you can ever imagine.
I like that.
Yep.
Now,
Keeps his head.
if you had asked me that question 5 years ago, my answer would have been the same. As a matter of fact, if you had asked me that question 5 months ago, my answer would have been the same. But today, my answer is Superman. But I'm gonna tell you why. See, I fuck with Batman. That's my dude. Because Batman is a regular motherfucker. Well, he a rich motherfucker, but he a regular motherfucker that just so happened to have the money to do certain shit. And like, I ain't scared. I'm gonna come fuck with y'all because somebody need to fuck with you. And I like that. I love that. But we've been misled about Superman for a very, 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 very long time. Let me prove my point to you. Where does Superman get his power from?
The sun.
The sun.
Superman is the son of who? Jor-El.
Well,
and his name is what? Khalil. Superman's supposed to be a nigga. You can't tell me no different. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Yeah.
What the fuck
They
are we
saw
talking
him as
about?
King Cracker. He's just like Jesus.
What are we talking about? Like, come on, man. Like,
that's why I like the Michael B. Jordan version. That's why I like the the Earth 2 version of Superman where he's Michael
you
B.
see
Jordan.
where that ended up, the floor.
You feel me?
Because it's a bull.
Hey, I'm gonna take it to Nigeria. I bet they'll make it. Maybe
They made Michael B. Jordan Johnny Storm, and I was very upset. So like, let's not talk about it.
Yeah, that one was pretty disappointing. I ain't gonna lie.
The Human Torch is my favorite
so
superhero.
good.
The Human Torch.
Yeah.
And my two favorite superheroes are the Human Torch and Iceman. I know, strange, but they're my guys. You feel me?
Wow.
Exactly. Those are my guys. Those are my guys, man. So what's next for Coded Entry, Kev? What you got on the agenda, my brother?
So for Coded Entry right now, like I said, we're gonna be diving a lot more into some vlogs, food reviews, as well as gaming. And then along with the podcast and everything like that, we've been able, so a lot of the episodes have been coming out, of course, on through Patreon. So for all of the people out there, if you want to catch, anything extra or any behind the scenes, definitely subscribe to that Patreon, where you'll get to see a lot of exclusives as well as episodes sooner. Another thing that I do want to let you know that I do have a nice little surprise in store for all of my Coded Entry fans that will be happening very, very soon. Like I said, I wanted to start off our vlogs as a way for you to get a little bit of insight as for, what makes Coded Entry such an exclusive thing to be a part of, because not many people have access. I'm sorry to say, not many people do. So with that being said, if you're able to have access to see what it is that we're cooking up, oh yeah, you're definitely going to be in for a nice treat. So yeah.
So you mentioned Fantastic Four, so we'll use that as number one. So with that being number one, what are the three things that you're either in the process of watching right now or that you're going to be watching next, or like, listening to whatever it might be. But if people are trying to catch up with you and be further engaged with you, what are some things that they should be checking out right now?
So I'll say right now, in terms of music, I know that there's a lot of Tyler the Creator fans out there, so I will be doing a little bit of an album review for that, as well as movies. So I do a lot of things that's outside my realms. Like I was saying before, like I even just did a review on Justin Bieber's album, which was actually pretty decent. I ain't even gonna lie. But in terms of actual movies, the next one is going to be Fantastic Four. I plan on watching that and giving that a nice little review in regards to how it fares between DC as well as Marvel and what it is that they have planned. I'm also going to be taking the time to, like I was saying before, get into gaming. So, you will be seeing a lot more games being played as well. In that realm, of course, a part of Coded Entry, we have Poseidon Live leading the forefront of that. So, I always, what really brought us together is the fact that we're all unique in our own ways. And to be able to bring it all together, like I said, it's just a hub for any and all interest in the things that people are really, into. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. So
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
shit. So I gotta ask you this. I gotta ask you. Oh,
Yep.
go ahead. But please go ahead before I do it.
I will say another thing to look forward to, and I usually save it for the last of a bit of my episodes, is I want there to be, because as we continue to grow, as we continue to, push the narrative, not only is it the things that's going on in today's day and age, I want people to be able to find out about, but I want people to be able to learn about themselves as individuals. And I want to be a beacon of light for those to be able to motivate themselves on a day to day. Now, as you guys know, within this content realm, there's a lot of insecurities that is crippling a lot of the people who may be even watching this right now currently, and with that being said, I want to be able to motivate others to really put out their best foot forward in any and all regards. I think a lot of the times that's what's not talked about is what is the proper mindset to have when it comes to following your dreams and your aspirations in life. You're going to be able to get a bit of that throughout these conversations, especially with the next podcast episodes and the guests that we'll be having on. One of the things that I want to really be able to start pushing is motivation, positivity, and just going throughout life, having the right motivators and the right people beside you day in and day out. So
we
definitely
push
be on the
positivity and motivation too, because we talk about weed a lot. So like, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And then they brought me on to kill it.
Yeah, you feel me? No doubt. Yeah, absolutely. That's fire, bro. And I gotta say, I will tell you, I had a very, very interesting conversation with Kev outside the job one day. We was talking music, and it does me good to hear. I'm not exactly sure off the top of my head how far apart in age Kevin and I are. I know I'm significantly older than he is. However, the thing that I noticed is, and I think it may have something to do simply with maybe where you're from and what you came into life knowing about music and what the music that you were introduced to as you were getting older. But you have a very, I won't say old school, but I will say a standard in regards to what you think and how you listen to music that is very much based in a time before now. But you also have a very keen understanding of why some of the things that people like now, why they like them. And sometimes I have to talk to people like you in order for me not to be like, oh, y'all on some bullshit. That shit is trash. Fuck that bullshit y'all listen to. I don't want to hear that shit. And I'll talk to Kevin, then I'll be like, you know what? Maybe I'm hearing this wrong. Let me go listen to that again. So before we slide, and after you answer this question, I'm gonna need you to give people tap people in with your social so they can tap in with Coded Entry. But give me your top 3 hip hop artists right now.
top 3 hip hop artists right now is going to be, of course, it's going to be Drake. I have to put him at the forefront. This dude is worldwide. It's going to be Drake. I know it's a tough one to hear. It's going to be Kendrick. And then the next one is going to be Travis Scott. So those are going to be currently, as for right now, you have Drake dropping his new single. He has the new album for Iceman coming out soon. Then you have Kendrick featuring on Clips's new album that went crazy. And then on top of that, you also have Jack Boys featuring Sheck West, Don Toliver, as well as Sofago. This is a new artist that is finally getting in the limelight for the Jack Boys 2 album. Their first album had Pop Smoke on there, R.I.P., which was fire. And with what it is that they just came out now with their new deluxe, it also got some more heat. And I'm a big Don Toliver fan too. So he got one on there called No Comment as a single. That song is so fire. And FWU, his new single that he dropped too, goes crazy. So shout outs to all of them. And, you know, of course, they all based out of Houston. So, you know, but yeah, those are my top 3 currently right now today. But I mean, that could change because that's an ever changing thing as the times move on. Like I was just saying, you know, I can't say that I'm the biggest of Tyler, the Creator fans, but I do know that his fans ain't nothing to play with, and they gonna help him get them numbers. So with that,
crazy too.
Yeah. So with that, I do plan on giving that a listen and really giving my honest opinion on that.
I can dig it. Well, we were having a really positive conversation with you behind lines, and then you said Drake, and I was like, yeah, no, fuck that. I was just I'm joking.
But and you see, now you said currently, I have to talk about those. Now, if I'm doing it for the culture and as us being from the East Coast, I got to give it to ASAP Rocky because ASAP Mob is goated. ASAP Mob, it goes crazy, and then he has the baddest female in the game, and they're billionaires. So what is we even talking about? Like what? She literally, she's the ambassador of Barbados. Like, come on, this dude is winning all across the board. So, and plus he's coming out with a new movie with Denzel Washington, a Spike Lee joint that's about to go crazy. And I'm definitely watching that, and I'll make a review on that as well.
Big love to ASAP Mob, the whole ASAP Mob, man, for real, man, for real. Hey, man, look. Thank you so much, man. I do appreciate it. And you definitely a live wire. I love the energy, man. I needed that more than you could. Yo, this fucking heat out here in Arizona got me dead in the water, so I needed that. You know what I'm saying? On my mother, I needed that. But yo, tell the people how they can find you online, because I think I fucked around and stumbled across your IG page today. But like, tell the people how they can find you online.
Yes, so you're gonna be able to find me at Klepto Kev. You'll see my socials all across or really Instagram for the most part, but Coded Entry, we're on all platforms. So you'll catch us on TikTok, you'll catch us on Instagram, you'll catch us on YouTube especially, and as well as Twitter. So you can catch us on all of that, literally at Coded Entry. Y'all know the logo, y'all see the names, and as well as shout out to my boy Poseidon Live. That's another individual that you guys will be able to see who's running the games and running the gaming side of things. So he's definitely dropping some heat just recently with just playing Madden going stupid. So, you know, be on the lookout.
Well, Poseidon, we got to talk, my nigga. It sounds like me and you might have some things we need to discuss, my brother.
Maybe after you get out of Arizona.
Absolutely, yo, jeez, Louise, yo, this is crazy, man. Yo, thank you so much, Kev. Like I told you before, man. I mean, thank you so much. We about to wrap the pod, but you're more than welcome to stay. We only talking hip hop shit for the rest of the night, so you're more than welcome to stay if you want. If you need to check out, I completely understand. I know what time you got to be at work tomorrow, but hey, man, thank you so much, bro. Thank you for everything you're doing. And we got some things we need to talk about. So yeah,
yes, sir.
Be expecting that, most definitely. Yo, this is Pod to Pod. Y'all already know, man. Pantha Politix Podcast. Coded Entry in the building. Salute to my man Kev Poseidon and the whole crew.
Like feeling it right, we riding tonight. Yeah, another body bag on sight. We do it to death. Who true is to say? Yeah, you know Sound Chamber, what he reppin' for life. You feeling it right? We riding tonight. Yeah, another body bag
on sight. Woo, man! I love Pod to Pod, man. That's always fun. Oh, he's staying. He's staying. Oh, that's what's up.
Hey, that's nice.
Oh man, so I know y'all seen the flyer for this particular episode at the end of the jump off there. We about to get into some hip hop shit because y'all know we love hip hop over here. So who heard the Raekwon new album?
Oh yeah.
Raekwon dropped a new album?
Yeah.
Oh snap. Hold up.
The Emperor's New Clothes, courtesy of Nas and Mass Appeal. Man, Nas and Mass Appeal, thank y'all. I salute y'all for everything y'all doing over there right now, man. The Slick Rick album was incredible. I ain't even gotta say it, yo. Like this Raekwon album, the Mobb Deep album is coming, the Ghostface Killer album is coming, Nas and Primo is coming. Mass Appeal is not playing with niggas right now. And for all of y'all that kept saying, "Oh, the OGs ain't giving us what we need," go listen to the Emperor's New Clothes and then tell me that shit.
They don't want to keep it alive right now.
You feel me? The OGs keeping shit afloat right now because y'all out here playing around, out here playing games with y'all fake beefs and stuff. Man, I'll let y'all have y'all say on it first, man. Emperor's New Clothes, man, new Raekwon album. Please, by all means, share your thoughts. I'm very interested in hearing what y'all thought about that for sure.
So overall, I'm just gonna say like Raekwon don't do a bad album. So of course the album's fire. To me, it almost felt like two different albums. Like, cause it's 14 tracks. And once you hit track 9, I'm sorry, 17 tracks. I was about to say that sounds short. Yeah, so it's 17 tracks. But once you hit track 9, like he was just like, all right, bring him out. Like only killers allowed. So like in the first 7 tracks, you got some dope tracks. Like, you know, in track you get track 3 and you got Inspector Deck and Carlton Fisk on there.
Wow.
Dope track. Track 5. So track 4 is a skit. Track 5 is Raekwon and Griselda. Crazy.
Griselda's on there?
Yes.
Oh, I know this went stupid. I need to tap on in. Hold up.
Now, I do not want this to be offensive, but like it was track 6 that kind of took me out of the feel, and I feel bad about saying it because it got Stacey Barth on it, and I'm like, it's a good track, but it just kind of took me out of the feel of the album that I had heard so far.
Yeah.
And then you got track 8 with Tommy Nova. Decent track. But then, you know, that's the end of the first album where, like, you know, there's a lot of spreading the love. But then he was like, okay, track 8 or track 9 hits, and it's like, all right, let's, you know, protect your neck. It's coming.
You know,
track 9, Raekwon, Ghostface.
He went and got Pretty Tony. He went and got Pretty Tony and
Now, I'll say, I don't know if I've ever heard a bad track with Raekwon and Ghost. Like, it's never happened. And Ghostface on 3 tracks on the album. And they're all fire. But then you add in Method Man. And Method Man is always going to do Method Man shit. So that is very possibly my favorite album on the record. But from there, you got 3 straight records of just him. The Heavies track 11 was fire. And then track 13, you got Nas. And it's like, okay, like that's when you know, okay, like we're not playing around anymore.
Mm-mm.
Track 14, it's just him and Ghost. Then a skit. Like I said, I don't want to be an asshole, but track 16, that's where it brought me out again. And I hate to say it because it had Mark Ambrosius on it. And I'm like, I don't know, like I've heard Raekwon, like I don't know if it's because they're more like singing, like it's not necessarily that it's a female, but like get some rappers in there, like get some killers in there, because like this is like a rap, like this is a hip hop album, so it kind of took me out a little bit again. But it's nothing against them, like they were beautiful on the tracks, but you have bars, and just like chopping heads off, and then all of a sudden you get into the singing. Right after 16, you got Raekwon and Ghostface on the last track, and I don't know if I've ever heard a final track better than this album.
Yeah.
That's how you close the album.
And
that's how you
yeah,
close
like,
the album.
it made me spin the album again. Y'all know that I'll listen to an album like 5 or 6 times and give it a real like I'll go and check beats, I'll go and check lyrics. Like I need to, especially if it's somebody that I respect. But after hearing that last track, I didn't even let it wait. Like I didn't come back to it an hour later or like even just the next day. No, I just let it spin again because it's like I'm not done. Like you can't put that track at the end of the album and then just be like, all right, we're done.
That's almost like the fucking Clips putting the song about their parents first on their album. I was like, how dare you do this to me?
Yeah. So yeah, I said it with the Clips album. I'm gonna say it again. This is definitely in my top 5 of the year, and people are gonna have to drop some heat if they hope to get this off the list.
Virtuoso coming. Anyway, yeah, I feel you. Absolutely. I'm on some cocky shit right now. I'm sorry, I can't help it, but I really feel like whatever. P, what did you think of the album?
Honestly, everything that Malcolm said, I was just shaking my head like, yeah. Except, okay, I liked the singing. I liked when it got to that part. It was a nice reprieve for me, you know what I mean? Because they were chopping heads off. It was like I feel like I need to go to the gym for like 3 tracks straight. Like I should be in there just like, good, but
see, when I'm witnessing murder, I don't want the reprieve.
No.
Kill everybody.
I got asthma. I couldn't get hyped up, man. I was my diet style was going crazy, so I had to calm it down. It was nice. It was nice to hear the whole thing. It was nice to hear the OGs just bringing straight fire. And
yes,
I feel you on. It felt like 2 separate albums, because of that transition between those 2 tracks right there. Actually, 3 tracks. But I feel like they were trying to just kind of let it breathe a bit and kind of letting you build it up. But I don't know who produced this, so I didn't peep that.
It's a mixed bag of producers on the album.
Okay,
I can't
because it does feel like some.
Okay, go ahead. I'm about to find it.
It just feels like whoever mixed and mastered it, did a good job of actually trying to make it all flow, because it does feel like there's different sections, done by different people, but again, it feels pretty cohesive all the way through, for me at least. I didn't I spun the whole thing again. I just let it run like an 8-track. I didn't just hit the one. I just went all the way back to the beginning and started over. But so I mean, but it was great. It's fire. It's definitely check it out.
And this is the one thing that I will say is I think that there's a okay, so let me, before I get into it, the producers on the album were Amadeus, Blue Rocks, Calvin Ewings, Frank G, Justice League, Knots. I forgot Knots got a joint on there. Pat Bundy was on there. Raekwon actually produced the joint on there. Rhodes Art, Snipe Beats, Stolen Drums, Swiss Beats, and Trilogy. So he got a mixed bag of people. Some people were very, very surprised to not see RZA on the list. If you were surprised to not see RZA on the list, you don't know a lot about Wu-Tang history. But I'll give you a little bit of it right now. So, going into the album, my first thought was how many Wu-Tang members are going to be on this album? That's the first thing I want to know.
That's a fair point.
I know the members of Wu-Tang and Raekwon are supposed, or at least used to be, the closest to. So those are the ones that you always heard on Raekwon's music. That was Ghostface, You God, Master Killer, without a question. You know, Meth is going to be in there somewhere because Meth, Ray, and Ghost, you know, they did an album together. They did an album with D Block, the Wu Block album. They did it with them. Those three kind of stick together. And if you think about it, it always made sense because even if you love Jizza and you love Dick, when you start talking about the favorite Wu-Tang members, those three people's names always come up. So it just makes sense. Ghostface and Raekwon are like Batman and Robin. You can't separate them. You know what I'm saying? You can separate them and say, this is Raekwon's album. This is Ghostface's album. But one of them, the other one is there somewhere every time. So that is what it is. So I immediately went into it wondering who's going to be on this album. Is that going to be there? Check. Okay. Meph's going to be there. I know. Yep. Check. Okay. Ghostface? Check. Okay. Cool.
My only question with Ghost was how many was he going to be on?
How many songs was he going to be on?
Honestly, I think the 3 was a good set.
Yeah.
I think it was a good standard.
It was a good balance, and it also not only was it a good balance, but it let people know that their camaraderie still exists there, but they're able to have it without it having to be what it used to be. Like I can carry this album now without having to have you on every single song.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, or 90% of the album. Carlton Fisk, most people ain't heard Fisk since the Cow.
Yeah, they
don't know Carlton been in and out of jail. You know what I'm saying? I had the luxury of meeting Carlton Fisk in Charlotte, North Carolina. That was the time. That was when I met him and Method Man. So funny story. I'll make this really quick. Let me finish Raekwon shit first, and I'll get to that. So as I'm listening to the album, in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I have to not hold this to the Cuban Link standard. I can't do that because that's not fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only Built for Cuban Links album is absolutely flawless. There's no way that I can hold you to that. It would be wrong of me to do that. It's wrong of people to try to hold Nas to Illmatic standard. You can't do that to him. It's not fair. It's just not. So I said, I'm not going to go into this thinking I'm about to get another Cuban Links. He already did Cuban Links too, and it was great. But Raekwon needed this album to solidify his legacy because the Mobilarity album wasn't received well. It sold okay, but it wasn't received well by hip-hop fans. The Ice Water shit that he was doing in that era wasn't received well. So it was just kind of like, oh, like, Ray, we love you, man, but there's always the but, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Only Built for Cuban Links and Only Built for Cuban Links 2 standing as these two pillars that are totally holding your legacy up right now as a solo artist. You need one more. And I think he made it. I don't feel like Marsha or Stacey detract from the album so much as it does seem like a strange shift the way it's sequenced. Maybe if you put those two records closer together, it doesn't seem so strange. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who don't know who Stacey Barker is, she was also the vocalist who was on Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap record.
Like I said, they are both amazing in their tracks.
Wow.
They are both amazing in their tracks. I want to reiterate, like they did a great job.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's just like, and I would say, I think that Marsha should have been brought up to the first 9 because that last yeah, like that last 8, when you're really going into like that hip hop shit, like it was harder to, that track was harder for me to get by than the first one because you're going up against a run of Method Man, Ghost, Nas, and I like that they put Griselda early. I like that they put Inspector Deck early. But yeah, so I just wanted to reiterate, like, it is definitely nothing against them.
Oh yeah, no doubt. It makes sense. It totally makes sense. And I mean, when I listen to the album, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is not on some cocky shit. This is on something that somebody else told me. I honestly felt that I had made the perfect album closing record with Don't Cry. I was like, there's no way you're getting better than that to close the album. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And then this shit came out, and I was like, oh, you motherfucker, you got me. Mac and cheese, that's how we doing it? Okay. Mac and lobster, whatever the hell they call that shit. I said, that's how we doing
Mac
it?
and lobster, yeah.
So that's how we going. Okay, cool. That's how we gonna do it then. And I just want to say to everybody, first of all, salute to you, Raekwon, Shalal Raekwon the Chef, Corey Woods, whatever name you want to go by, brother. Like, salute to you for an amazing album. Salute to you, Nasir Jones, for everything you're doing over there at Mass Appeal and opening the door for these veterans to speak to these people who may not be as familiar with who they are. We were talking earlier about Ice Cube and all these other people and how they've transcended hip hop. There's a whole generation of people who don't know Ice Cube a rapper. There's a whole generation of people who don't know Ice-T a rapper. So, like, if you take those people and you put them in a position to do something, like, say, DJ Quick decided to do the same thing on the West Coast, and now, Nas is doing on the East Coast. Now we having a whole different conversation about these people's legacies. You understand what I'm saying? Nas is changing the conversation about people's legacies. Not only is he doing that, but I want you to be very clear about something. Slick Rick album, Raekwon album. Who else he just did a feature with recently? Who was that? He just did a feature with somebody else recently.
It was on the Clips album.
The Clips album. That was it.
Yeah.
Clips, Raekwon, Slick Rick. If you can find me somebody that spit 3 verses better than those in the last 4 years, I'll wait. I'll fucking wait. You can have whatever conversation you want to have about Sean Carter and whoever else you want to talk about. Until them motherfuckers can do what Nasir Jones do with a pen, I do not want to hear it. I don't want to hear it about none of them. I don't want to hear Kendrick. I don't want to hear Cole. I don't want to hear none of that shit. That man is incredible. And for him to be his age and still lapping y'all niggas with a pen, I don't want to hear that shit. Nah, he don't sell millions of records like Drake. Sure. So what?
The thing about Nas is, by all rights, Nas has transcended music too, but he never strayed away.
That part.
Like, he does everything quiet.
I mean,
then he's like, no. Here's the music. Now get the fuck away from me. I got things to do over here. Hear the music.
You feel me? Shit. You say
I give him that.
It's heat no matter what.
That's one thing with Nas. I'll say Nas is definitely one of those. I feel as if he's the black sheep. He's considered the black sheep when it comes to hip hop in a way, because it's the fact that with him being as monumental as he is, in regards to like the recognition that he should have actually gotten, even Grammys. I'm gonna be honest with you. He should have by now. He should have had at least like 2 of them things. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And the fact that he doesn't, and I already know how the Grammys is already looked at in regards to really appreciating artists and the music that they make. I think he's definitely one that should be way up there. Him and another one, Project Pat, who's still making choruses for a lot of people, like Young Nudie. He's a recent artist that has been signed with 21 Savage, and they just dropped a new single called Ice-T that goes crazy. And Project Pat is on the chorus of that moment. And, you know, they're all representations of, you know, just what I would consider to be immortalized rappers. You know, I don't think that as iconic as they are, they ain't going nowhere ever.
Nah, that's real shit. That's real shit. Man,
yeah.
Look, I just, hey, bro, listen, I'm gonna tell you something good, and this is no disrespect to Salt and Pepper or Naughty by Nature. No disrespect to y'all, but the fact that Illmatic didn't win a Grammy told me everything I needed to know about the music business and how they viewed hip hop. I found that told me everything I needed to know. So, salute to Raekwon, man. If you have not heard The Emperor's New Clothes, please go listen to The Emperor's New Clothes. Please go listen to Slick Rick Victory. Please go listen to the Clips album, Let God Sort Them Out. Hip hop is alive and well, ladies and gentlemen. It's alive and well. If you don't believe it from listening to those 3, feel free to go listen to the Book of the Monster Volume 1. Go listen to Sunday Morning when it dropped. Virtuoso EP is on the way. No C just dropped Daily Habits. You know what I'm saying? Shit, if you want
Gravitas is out there.
Gravitas already. See, Gravitas already chopped y'all head off, and y'all didn't even know it was missing. So I mean, I don't blame y'all for not. Anyway, but yeah, man. So
Weekend Warriors.
Salute to my man, you the Mad Assassin, man. Salute to my man, you the Mad Assassin, Apostle AP, and of course, Drugs Beats, man. Now, as much as I love hip hop, and I do love hip hop, I love hip hop, I love the rap, I love being a part of the culture. sometimes we can inspire some weird shit. And I think it might be better for me to just show y'all because I don't even know how to fucking explain this. So I'm gonna just show what I mean by it.
Nancy Pelosi, someone tell that granny to blow me. I'd take out her dentures, put them on the dresser, slide off her panties and proceed. I'd whip out her knock as fast as start throwing uppercuts like a boxing bag. I'd grab her by the nipples and I'd flip them up and down until they're flapping in the wind, and then I'd spin them all around and go prrr. Have you seen them titties? Every time I think of them things, I'm giddy. She's far from the itty bitty titty committee. Come on, man, she could start her own team in the big leagues. I think about them just to pass the day. Man, I bet those fuckers hang past the waist. If I laid on the ground with my head by your feet and she dropped them, they'd probably smack my face.
See what I mean? You see what I mean?
Dear Christ.
You see what I mean? We inspire some weird shit.
Eminem shit. It's an Eminem shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'd be
Insane
okay
rap.
hearing M rap about Nancy Pelosi.
Right.
Just
Honestly.
because at that
Honestly.
point it's like, yo, like, yeah. You're gonna go somewhere. But home dude in his 96 Honda Civic. And don't get me wrong, like he rhymed. But damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was special. I will say when I dropped in the chat and I hit play, I played it probably 3 or 4 times. It was just like, wait, what just happened? I don't understand what's going on right now. This is crazy. But I do think that there is I know we talk a lot about authenticity in the music, and we applaud. In some cases, we applaud people who, quote unquote, keep it real. In some cases, those same people, some people have been maligned for the same thing. So, and when I say that, I mean people like 2 Live Crew. They were just being true to who they are and the life that they live and the way that they party in Miami. But they were villainized. They were vilified for that. The same thing with like when gangster rap came along. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of people who looked at it and was like, oh, this is bad for the, you know what I'm saying, da 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 da. But at the end of the day, like if this is what they seeing, you can't tell them not to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? At a point, it's on the person hearing it to have the discernment to understand what's entertainment, what's simply reporting, and what is someone actually telling you what their life is like. But it gets harder to do that when then the artist is constantly telling you, nah, I do this, I do this, I do this, me and my crew do this. When in all actuality, you may see people doing it. You've observed that occurring in your environment, but you don't really do it. Like you ain't really built like that. And I might be explaining this wrong. Let's try this. I might be able to do this a little better. Hold on.
Nothing about getting caught. I don't know if you know this, but when we used to get mad growing up in the 90s, you know what I mean? You go out and do whatever it is you're going to do. Not saying that Gen Z doesn't do that, but before they go out and do whatever they're going to do this first. Yeah, you already know what it is. Yeah, come see about. Yeah, we got dope and guns. Show the dope and guns. Show the dope and guns. Yeah, we got dope and guns. My address 1432 12th Street. Big blue house right across the street from the Walmart. Yeah, you already know. Got my man Roy Williams in here. He shot 2 people last night. He gonna shoot 2 more tonight. You already know what it is. Come see about us. We stepping on the ops. Yeah, let me put that Valencia filter on it, then it'll be ready to go.
Oh, I love Chico, yo. Oh my God. Chico is hilarious as fuck, yo. But that does raise the question. Dave Chappelle used to have the skit when keeping it real goes wrong. This ain't necessarily that. Well, I mean, yeah, it is that. But
yeah.
If we talk about authenticity and keeping it real, when is keeping it real too real? And I open the floor for this. I'm interested.
I'll answer that. I think keeping it real it can take the wrong direction when it begins to step on other people's shine. And what I mean by that is really some people hide behind keeping it real with ego. And I think a lot of the times when you're trying to quote unquote keep it real, but only at times that makes you seem higher or mightier than others, that's when it becomes a problem. Because if you're gonna sit there and keep it real, then when it comes to that, there's gonna come a point in time to where you're gonna ask yourself, well, when are you going to keep it real? And if you're gonna keep it real, then you have to be able to stand 10 toes down all the way across the board, no matter what it is, especially if you're quote unquote calling yourself the realist. That's how I see it.
I like that. Okay.
When did keeping it real become keeping it pretty? Yeah. No, seriously, that's the question with the question, right?
Yeah,
Like, that's it, right there.
Yeah, my
Go
thing
ahead,
is the
go
question
ahead.
is the question. Why? Like, why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
Like it because the keeping it real crowd of today seems like they're only doing it to be able to rap about it later. Or to be able to hype about it later, even if they ain't rapping. Like, even if they just getting on, social media or some other dumb shit, like, you're only doing this to hype it later. Like,
yes,
half these motherfuckers ain't even got really beef. They just like, oh, that motherfucker was wearing a shirt. Like, them two people that Chico was talking about, where he was like, oh, he just killed two people, killed two more people. Like, we've heard that story before, unfortunately, and all them people that got killed, like, he didn't know them people. Like, half these little quote unquote thugs is running out there and beating up people on the streets or killing people on the streets that they don't even know.
That part.
So when you're talking about gangster music, like, to your point earlier, the one thing that the people that had a problem with gangster rap never stopped to ask was, well, why do they got to rap about that? They asked, why do they got to rap about that? Because, oh, we just don't want to hear it. But the question is, why do they have that experience?
That part.
So there's questions that need to be asked. So if you start asking why people are doing what they're doing, then it's going to tell a lot about it. And keeping it real just to be able to say that you're keeping it real seem pretty fake.
That part.
That's fact.
That part.
That's big fact.
That part. I think. See, here's my thing, and this is the part that always disturbed me. See, I'm a hip hop head all the way live, but I'm also a reformed gangster. So I love gangster rap. I always have, always will, because I understand where it comes from. I understand why they're saying what they're saying. What's to the same point that Monster was just making. I understand why they're saying what they're saying. It's not. I don't have to question why this is happening. I know why it's happening. It's happening because I understand the conditions of your community. Because despite the fact that we're from two different places, the conditions that we came from are the same. I get it. The poverty is rampant. Parenthood has gone out the window because people got whole different objectives that they're trying to reach right now. Because just trying to survive is enough to drive you fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So people who haven't had to have that experience have a hard time internalizing other people having that experience and being able to comprehend it and then give it back in some way, shape, form, or fashion. They've never been able to do it because they just can't make sense of it. NWA song "Fuck the Police." When we heard it, we was like, yeah. When they heard it, they were like, oh my God. So that song in and of itself showed me the difference in how this is going to be received and how, you know what I'm saying, people in society are going to deal with it. When keeping it real is too real, when I realized keeping it real was too real, I'll be honest with you. I was listening to a King Von song. And I'm like, oh, he's wilding. Like, what is he talking about right now? Hold up. And I'm laughing because, like, in my brain, I'm like, oh, you talk about popping the ops and da-da-da. And I'm like, yo, this is he killing that shit. And then I started watching something. He died not long after I heard that song. And I was a King Von fan. I will say that. I was a King Von fan. I'm a Pop Smoke fan. I love drill music. I'm not going to front like I'm some super hip hop temple of hip hop ass nigga that don't listen to drill music. Nah, I love that shit. But I don't love the premise behind it because they took something that could have been something of their own and turned it into CNN, unfortunately for them, they turned it into the CNN that's gonna put plenty of them behind a wall for a very, very long time. If you did, dog, when I heard him say something about I caught him on a bike, then I saw a documentary to say some nigga on a bike in Chicago was riding from another hood and they lit his ass up. I was like, why did you say that on a song? What the fuck? Yo, we said a lot of things on records, dog. And I tell anybody that listen, I stand 10 toes on anything you ever heard me say on a rap song. I mean every word. But when I get into certain conversations on a rap song, there's certain details that gotta stay out of the equation. It ain't that much real in my motherfucking life that I want you to lock me up for some shit I said on a song. Come on, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't add up to me. We are doing this to sell records, to give ourselves a greater degree of freedom. Why are you trying to get yourself incarcerated? The math ain't mathing, cuz. What we doing? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, man.
I think I can answer that question. All right.
Please.
So there was a time when, you know, the East West Wars and all that, whatever, you had that huge power vacuum, and you got artists like Ja Rule, and you got artists like that were straight industry artists created, right? That didn't live that life, right? And was created to be able to represent that life, right? And then we went back and forth like, nah, he's not real. He's not real. We kept trying to call out who was real and who wasn't real, right? And these young kids that were growing up just underneath us saw that. And they were like, oh, I got to be real. I got to actually have the jacket. I got to actually have all of the things that I rap about, because otherwise I'm not real. And like, so now they're trying to document, because they're also in that generation where they document everything, right?
Everything.
So now they're snitching on themselves, right? Trying to be real because they want them to know, hey, I'm real because I'm about to put my album out next week, right? I got to get the qualifier in before I put my album out. But it's not, they don't understand that we're not trying to hype. That was the problem. We hyped up too much the poverty living. We hyped up too much the gangster stuff as this is what you aspire to be. And so now they're aspiring to be it with the full jacket. This is the bed we created.
You just made something make sense to me. You did just make something make sense to me. A lot of the problem was in the interpretation, and not only that, but whereas the generation before us failed us in terms of society and what our position is in society, we failed the next generation of hip hop by not teaching them right. So it's like we might have tried to teach them, yeah, you got to get your feet up under you, get a job, get this, do this. We taught them how to try to start correcting the societal problems in a way that we weren't taught, but we didn't pass it in everything, and then the culture suffered for it. My bad, Monsters. I know I cut you off, bro. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're cool. I mean, so to directly go back to your question, as far as like, you know, you're gonna get locked up. Like, why would you do that? Half these motherfuckers wear that shit as badges now.
Yeah.
Like, they'll go in and spend a dime and, you know, think that they're coming back real. And it's like, you know how much money you could have made, how much further along you could have been being out in the streets still.
How much you could have done for your people.
But like, they'll do that. And it's the thing is, it's not even just like rap or you know, the street life at this point. Like, I've heard too many of these buster ass little protest motherfuckers out in the streets lately that are going toe to toe with a pig and being like, oh yeah, no, like, yeah, I've been to jail 3 times this month. And it's like, what good did that do you? The game's still fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe you could have done better by not doing that, and maybe thinking about, like, you know, what's next. Like, all the don't get me wrong, I ain't got nothing against protests, but like, if they ain't gonna ask what the next move is, then that's a problem. And it's the same thing in the streets. Like, okay, you're gonna go out and keep it real, but what's next?
And how real are you keeping it, and for what purpose? I think I think the thing there's some things that my pop said to me that I would like to impart to some of y'all young brothers right now. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this because I don't want nobody else to do no shit behind me. I said this. My name is Seven Da Pantha. You can call me Seven Da Pantha, the Carolina Hurricane, ridiculous slang, your baby mama's favorite rapper, Pod Strickler. You can find me at Seven Da Pantha on every fucking thing. Listen to me very closely, because I'm gonna share something with you my father shared with me that maybe some people should have shared with y'all. Hey, coming in second place ain't cool. That just means you the best loser. Stop playing with yourself. You think you special, you silver medal ass nigga? Shut the fuck up. 2, all that time you spend in jail only mean you suck at doing crime, you bitch ass nigga. Stop being proud of that shit. What the fuck are we doing? Y'all gotta understand something. All you're doing right now is creating a situation that can continue to take fathers away from children, that continue to take male children out of the house. So guess who's teaching them how to be a man? Bubba, the booty warrior, and a motherfucker that's in here for the rest of his life and ain't going nowhere. So how much do you think he care about stabbing your kid up once he get in there? How much you think he care about stabbing your brother up once he get in there? I was in a cell with a lifer. My cellie was a lifer. You know what he told me? Young buck, get the fuck out of here and don't come back. Get the fuck out of here and don't come back. There ain't no stripes for coming here. You don't get stripes for this shit. And you stay gone long enough, you're going to go back to a world you don't even know. Mm-hmm. Then what?
Damn.
So do yourself a favor. I'm going to say this to you as cool as I could possibly say it, y'all. All this talk about all the bodies you catching and all the details you putting in your songs, all that time you spending behind bars, all that time you keep coming in second and you bragging about it, that's like being the smartest fucking kid in special ed. Shut the fuck up. It means nothing.
That's the real shit.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, man. Like, that shit's crazy to me. I'll never understand that shit, man. I never understand that shit, man. But yo,
that's real.
Yo, since we keeping it real, man. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna shut down shop, man. I gotta close out on some more real shit, man. Some more OG wisdom, man. I gotta share some more wisdom with my niggas, man. Just because it's only right that we do so. Now y'all know I'm on some bullshit tonight, so just take this with a grain of salt.
Ever switched up on you?
2 hours after I paid her light bill, she said, I need space. I said, take it with the lights off then.
What's your advice to younger men trying to settle down?
Don't go half on bills with somebody who don't go half on peace.
What's one mistake you kept making with women?
Letting women move in with loud kids, no rent, and opinions on my TV settings.
What's one thing you regret the most in life?
Spending money on women that wouldn't even grab me a plate at their mama house.
That's right.
What's the last thing you ever said to your ex?
I told her, thank you for showing me who not to trust. Now get off my porch before my knees lock up.
Yo, what the? Hey,
You gotta love the OGs, man. You gotta love the OGs, man. Gotta love the OGs, man. I'm telling you, man. Hey, look, dog. Kev, thank you so much, man, for being here, bro. Thank you for sticking around with us, man. But you have some hearing your take on things. Give us a different perspective, because I think even you younger, even in the youngest person on the pod. So I mean, we get differences in the way people see things just because by the way they came up and the era that they came through. So thank you so much for providing that for us, man. Loving it. Y'all make sure y'all lock in with coded entry. Find them wherever you need to find them. If you can't find them, the link will be in the description of this episode, so you can just follow that. Hit subscribe so you can keep up with everything. Make sure you subscribe here too, Pantha Politix Podcast Network. Share, comment, all that good stuff. Give us 5-star ratings wherever you listen to the pod. That it makes it a whole lot easier to find us and all of those good things. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Word of mouth is still the best promotion there is. We go around the cipher real quick. Anybody got 30 seconds to a minute on anything we talked about tonight? Please share your. Matter of fact, we'll let our special guest go first. Kev, you got anything you want to say to close out with the people?
Man, y'all know, continue to always strive and prosper. Run up them numbers for the gang. Y'all know what it is, man. Doing great things, man.
Gang, gang.
Yes, sir.
Gang, gang. Oh shit! I'm wilding. My son, listen, what you got, man?
Rest in peace, Malcolm-Jamal Warner.
Indeed.
Raekwon, congratulations. Book of the Monster out now. Son of the Morning coming soon. White people, if you don't like hearing about what's going on in the streets, imagine living it. And I'm going to go talk to my lady and see if she's going to get me a plate or at least moan to the tone.
It's always colorful, my nigga. It's always colorful shit. G7, what you got, man? What you got, man?
Yo, to all y'all out there, like, we're losing too many icons, yo. And for all of you guys that are mad talents out there that are trying to make a name for yourself and stuff like that, don't get caught up in the game. Don't snitch on yourself. Don't learn from it. Teach somebody. You know what I mean? Do something. Think about what, like Monster said, what's next, right? Make something for your boys, because that's really what we were trying to do it for in the first place, right? You're trying to make sure everybody came up. So follow that plan. Finish it, right? Don't get yourself caught up in trying to keep it real. Getting your stripes that ain't really stripes, dog. Don't join the military either. Don't try to run up to war and come back and be like, yo, that's just a trap too. Don't do it. Anyway, that's me. Just keep your head up. Man.
It ain't they war.
Man. You know, and that's the most important thing to remember. That's the most important thing to remember, man. We you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, dog, we are at war. You know what I'm saying? We stay at war. But it comes down to a point where we have to start deciding who the fuck we at war with and what fronts we want to fight that war on. When it come down to the hood, I don't got time to war with people that ain't got shit like I ain't got shit. I just don't. I don't have the time for it. I don't have the time, nor the energy, nor the desire for that. So if you got that on your mind, miss me with that shit, man. Go that way. You know what I'm saying? Go that way, because we going this way. And we gonna make it happen. Salute to everybody out there that support Pantha Politix Network. Salute to my guys over at All Purpose, Evan Almighty and Phantom. Salute to all the young people listening, all the middle-aged people listening, all the older heads listening. We thank y'all, man. We love y'all. We just want to keep entertaining y'all, keep providing y'all with shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep that good shit going, man.
And thank you again, y'all. Thank you for having me, man. It's been an absolute pleasure, man. I appreciate y'all.
Thanks for coming out, man. Appreciate you.
Absolutely, man. Rest in peace, Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne.
R.I.P.
man. You know what it is, man. Pantha Politix Podcast. We'll catch y'all next time, man. Don't forget, we got to stay grounded because we flyer than everybody. Oh, shit. We are flying in every motherfucking... Eat a man assassin. What up?
I'm flyer than everybody.